taking Poland. The Second World War begins with terror from the sky. Hitler has reconstructed Germany for war and built a military juggernaut too great for Poland to resist.
Today come from the excellent research work of the blog Fake History Hunter, from which I have taken most of these images. If you want to delve deeper into each case with more details and primary sources, you will find the direct link to his site in the video description. Number 7. Hugo Boss and the Nazi uniforms. On social media and history forums, it is common to find these images presented as original Hugo Boss advertisements promoting Third Reich uniforms. The caption claims that the well-known German brand personally designed the black SS garments and Wehrmacht uniforms. However, none of these claims are true. The supposed advertisements are digital montages created from real illustrations but used out of context. Any attentive observer can detect several obvious anachronisms. Firstly, the text is written in English, which would have been unthinkable in an advertisement aimed at the German market in the 1930s. Secondly, one of the posters mentions a 1934 collection that includes garments introduced years later. But where do these illustrations come from? They belong to the renowned British illustrator Pierre Turner and were originally published in 1980 in the book German Uniforms of the Third Reich, published by Blandford Press. As for Hugo Boss's actual role during the Third Reich, the facts are much more prosaic. Hugo Ferdinand Boss ran a modest workwear factory in Metzingen. From 1928 onwards, he received orders from the Nazi Party to make brown shirts and later standard uniforms for the army, navy, and paramilitary organizations. The designs, however, were always provided by the Reich authorities. Boss's company merely mass-produced them. In 1940, with some 250 workers, many of them prisoners of war and forced laborers, it remained a medium-sized firm among the hundreds of workshops supplying the German war effort. In conclusion, Hugo Boss did not design any Nazi uniforms, either in whole or in part. He did produce them under contract, as did dozens of German textile manufacturers at the time, but the aesthetic authorship belonged exclusively to the uniform offices of the party and the armed forces. Number 6. Wojtek, Truth and Myth. Wojtek's story is one of the most unique and endearing of the Second World War. In 1942, soldiers from the 22nd Artillery Supply Company of the 2nd Polish Corps, stationed in Iran, acquired a Syrian brown bear cub. The animal was adopted by the unit, officially enlisted as a private to receive rations and transport, and was even promoted to corporal. Wojtek accompanied the Poles to the Battle of Monte Cassino, where he helped carry ammunition boxes. After the war, he lived at Edinburgh Zoo until his death in 1963. All of this is fully documented and forms part of Poland's historical heritage. However, Wojtek's popularity on the internet has led to a recurring problem: the widespread dissemination of fake or misattributed images. Among the most common are several photographs showing a bear serving in the German army, almost always with Luftwaffe paratroopers. These images circulate accompanied by the claim that they show the real Wojtek fighting on the Axis side, which is not only incorrect, but also deeply offensive to those familiar with the Polish context. But it is not difficult to find the origins of most of these montages, which come from two well-identified sources. The first is from stills and promotional material from Bear, a 2014 German fiction short film directed by Pascal Floerks as his final year project. The film tells the imaginary story of a bear serving in a Fallschirmjäger unit. Some stills from this production were extracted, retouched, and disseminated without context as if they were real images of Wojtek. The second source of these montages comes from authentic photographs of Misha, a large teddy bear placed in 1942 next to a road near Leningrad as an attraction for German soldiers. There are hundreds of snapshots of Misha taken by Wehrmacht troops, and because he was a large and realistic-looking object, some users have mistakenly presented them as evidence of Wojtek on the opposing side. In both cases, the confusion stems from a lack of basic verification. Wojtek never wore a German uniform, nor was he ever near Wehrmacht units. Authentic photographs of the Polish bear with soldiers from Second Corps in Iran, Egypt, Italy and Scotland are numerous and accessible in both Polish and British military archives. Number 5. A female partisan with an Sturmgewehr 44. This photograph has appeared on countless websites and social media platforms accompanied by the following caption: "Female resistance fighter holding a Sturmgewehr 44 captured from a dead German soldier." This statement is incorrect. But in this particular case, the composition is so convincing that at first glance, it looks like a snapshot taken in a forest in Eastern Europe between 1943 and 1945. In addition, the central figure of the young woman contributes decisively to the historical illusion. The scarf tied around her head, her firm and defiant gaze, and the first modern assault rifle in history in her hands give the scene an almost palpable authenticity. Indeed, it is well known that from the end of 1944 onwards, Yugoslav, Soviet and Polish partisans made extensive use of these weapons captured from the enemy as German forces retreated on all fronts. However, a closer look at the assault rifle reveals the ultimate anachronism. The handguard of the rifle is clearly engraved with the logo of American Tactical, a US company founded decades after the war and dedicated to the manufacture and marketing of historical replicas for collectors and reenactors. Obviously, no original Sturmgewehr 44 left the factory with that mark. Now that it has been established that this is a contemporary recreation, it does not take long to locate the author. The photograph was taken in 2012 by American photographer Oleg Volk. The model, who plays the role of a partisan, is called April and regularly poses for historical and weaponry-themed photo shoots. The original image, along with other shots from the same session, some in color that remove any doubt about the period, can be viewed on the photographer's personal blog. What we see, therefore, is not a document of the European resistance during the Second World War, but an excellent artistic recreation made 70 years after the conflict.